it's midnight right now, but that's never stopped me before from making a video, so...
Shakespeare once wrote, "All the world's a stage, but this is the theater of your mind. What acts will play out beneath these spotlights?"
In October, I was scrolling through armorgames.com because I was trying to just find some fun, random games to play, and I stumbled upon a game called Cube Escape Theater, and I was like, oh, I like theater. Cube Escape, that sounds like a room escape game. Those are fun, I'll play that. Little did I know, I was not only discovering a game series that I would fall in love with, but I was also playing the game out of order, and I was starting with one of the last games that had been made in the series and not one of the first games. So I played Cube Escape Theater, really enjoyed it, found it very quirky and mysterious and lore heavy, and I was like, what is this? What have I found? And then went onto their website for the game and realized I played it out of order, and so I then went and started from the beginning and spent the next 2 to 3 days playing through every single game that was made in the series, and now I'm hooked and I need there to be more, but I have no clue when they're gonna make any more of them, and I'm very disappointed in that fact because I have questions that don't have answers, and I need answers.
I need focus. You can do this. Like a boss.
I did it! The other video game series that I played in 2019 was Life is Strange, and I've played Life is Strange Before the Storm many times before. Like, ever since the last episode of the series came out, I've been playing it multiple times since then, like all of the episodes, but I had never played Life is Strange, the original game, before, and I'd never played Life is Strange 2 before. So this year I finally bought all of those games, so now I own all of the games, and I have to say that playing the games is so much different than watching people play the games, because I've watched many people play Life is Strange, and I was like, oh yeah, that seems cool, that seems fun, but actually making the choices for yourself and exploring the world for yourself is such a different experience, and I'm enjoying the game way more by playing it than I ever did watching people play it. And as for Life is Strange 2, I've never watched anyone play it before. I'm playing it blind, and it's genuinely one of my favorite games of the year. Well, I understand it's a favorites video, so obviously it's one of my favorite games of the year, but I think it's one of the best games of the year, like, just from me seeing other games. Haven't played them, but, like, I think it's a pretty good game. It's definitely the best Life is Strange game that they've made, in my opinion. And I have not finished playing all of the episodes, so I don't know if it gets worse. But it's pretty good right now, so we'll have to see.
Who are you, really?
You can call me Carmen. Vile is stealing from all over the world.
Hola, Red. Where are we at, player? Sunny Ecuador.
I never knew that a TV show made for kids could be that good. Yes, every single episode has one point where they're teaching you about the location that Carmen is going to, but after that part is over, there's a lot of plot that arcs through the whole season, arcs through the whole series. All of the characters are very diverse, they're all very complicated, and every single season does something new, and none of them seem like a season that's boring. Yes, there's been only 2 seasons, but they have to make a 3rd one. Every single episode, especially in season 2, has a purpose. Specifically in season 2, there's not a single filler episode. In season 1, there was 1 or 2 episodes that felt more like just biding time because they had to make a certain amount of episodes, but by season 2, they filled up every single episode with questions and answers and more questions, and I need answers. They have to make a season 3. They have to make more because I need more. And while nostalgia is a big reason of why I started watching the series, the comedy and the characters and the acting and the art are what kept me watching it. And if you like any of those things, please at least give the series a try.
I can't risk going to the bad place.
Okay, well, maybe it's not all that bad. We'll ask Janet. Hey, Janet,
Hi there. How can I help you?
what is the bad place like?
I can only play you a brief audio clip of what is happening there right now.
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
I found out that this TV show, The Good Place, is based on my favorite play ever, No Exit. So, of course, the TV show is going to be one of my favorite TV shows. And it is definitely helped by the fact that the main cast is some of the most talented main cast actors I've ever seen in a comedy TV show. Like, Kristen Bell, I only knew of her as being Anna in Frozen and being in Veronica Mars, and I thought she was okay in both of them. But seeing her in The Good Place, she's so funny, so good. Everyone has such good comedic timing. Like, it's been drilled into the ground, the fact that The Good Place is a comedy TV show that's unlike any other comedy TV show before. But that's because it's true.
You need to see something. This changes everything.
Maybe it could stop the war. It's up to us now. We have to return this egg to Zadia.
2019, specifically the last 2 months of 2019, is the time that I finally got into season 2 and season 3 of The Dragon Prince. I watched season 1 back in September of 2018, and I didn't then get around to watching the rest of the seasons until now, and I wish I'd watched them sooner because they're so good. I mean, I'm not really that big of a fan of some of the characters, but other characters like Soren are my favorite animated characters now in any TV show ever. So, really wish I'd watched the rest of this show sooner. Also, if they don't make more of the show, I'll go crazy. So, they better make more of it.
It's the last day. We got you through high school.
I need to go over the end of the year budget numbers.
Can't we just graduate, head off to college? That should do it, right?
We will persist.
I can't hear you. I can't soundproof glass.
We have to go to a party tonight.
What?
My favorite movie of the year is hands down Booksmart. It's the only teen movie I will ever watch ever again because Olivia Wilde is a genius and the actors in that movie are so good, the writing is so good, the cinematography is so good, the costumes are so good.
Hey, what's up? I'll leave you alone forever now. You know this one girl with hair like this?
Yes, that's Ramona Flowers.
She's out of your league.
You know her? Tell me now.
She just moved here, got a job at Amazon.
I have to order something really cool.
Scott, are you waiting for the package you just ordered?
Maybe.
After many, many years of knowing that this movie was a thing and planning on eventually watching it, I finally watched Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and it's now one of my all-time favorite movies and a huge inspiration for my current work in progress. And it's so funny in tiny details. Edgar Wright is so good at all these tiny details in his movies, and now I need to watch every other movie he's ever made because, wow, that man can make a good movie. Especially if it's kind of like a video game and kind of like a comic book / graphic novel. I just want to live in the world of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, honestly. Because wouldn't that be fun? It wouldn't be fun. But a girl can dream, can't she? To be in a boring world that's only interesting for Scott Pilgrim for a brief amount of time. Last summer, I picked up The Wrong Train and read like half of it, and then I needed to return it to the library. So I returned it to the library, went off to college, came back from college in 2019, and immediately got the book out from the library again and finished it. And it was just as good in the first half as it was in the second half. And I only ever picked up this book because I saw it in the library and saw, oh, the title, The Wrong Train. That sounds interesting. I like trains. The Wrong Train. That sounds mysterious. What could it be about? It's apparently a bunch of scary, creepy short stories about a bunch of kids and this dude who gets off on a train and it's the wrong train and he's stuck at a train station. This other creepy dude shows up and starts telling him his creepy stories and won't stop. What? How did that become my favorite book of all time? I don't know, but it is. And everyone should try this book, even if you don't like scary stories. They're not that scary or creepy. I mean, some of them are kind of creepy, but the rest of them are just like, there might be something bad. And you don't actually know what that bad thing is. Because they never tell you. Well, maybe if that's more creepy, then you'll find it more creepy. But I think it's worth reading. I'll recommend it to everyone I meet. And no one will probably read it, but I think it's very underrated and unknown because I've never heard anyone talk about this book before. So give it a try. If you try anything that I talked to you about in this video, try that book because it's probably my favorite thing of 2019. Another book that I picked up because of my love of comedic sci-fi is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. Now, I've read one of John Green's books before, and I was like, I'm not really into contemporary. But when I heard that his brother, Hank Green, was making a book that was sci-fi contemporary, it's like, get behind that. So I picked it up, and it's so funny, and it's fresh without being much different than a lot of YA that's coming out. I don't know if it's counted as YA, because the protagonist is college-aged-ish, so it reads like a higher level YA, but it's very hard to explain. The best way I can explain this book is it's Ready Player One if it wasn't about video games and it had a female protagonist. That's basically what this book is. Also, aliens ? So that sounds like something you'd like. Pick it up. I don't know how to explain this book. This last book that I'm going to talk about isn't necessarily a favorite book because I think it's a great book that's well written, but it's a book that I read at the exact right time, at the exact right point in my life, and that is Again But Better. I have been following Christine's writing vlogs ever since she started making them, the beginning of 2016, and I never planned on reading her book because I knew it was going to be contemporary, and I know that I never like contemporaries and I can never finish them. But when she made her video talking about how this was a book that she really needed when she was in college, I realized that I kind of need this book too. And while I'm not really the biggest fan of the plot, because it's a contemporary plot, it's still exciting and fun because it's about going abroad over college, and also I can vicariously live through the characters because I'm never gonna go abroad for college because you can't really do that when you're a theater major. Now, YouTube kept recommending to me the video that she made when she painted Girl with a Pearl Earring. And I was like, yes, YouTube, that's correct. I do like Vermeer, so I would want to watch this video. Did I end up watching this video? No, not until I watched a bunch of her other videos. Don't remember which video I watched of hers first, but I'm glad I started watching because she's a relatable person who's about my age, and that's hard to find. So, obviously I liked her videos. She's honestly the Jenna Marbles of the new generation, because she just makes a video about whatever each week, and it's never like, oh, I have to conscript to this format or whatever. She just does what she wants and what makes her happy, and that's great, and that's what I aspire to do. Will I ever do that? Probably not.
It's a hat.
It's a hat. This is gonna be a good show. I'm kidding.
That our perpetrator always wears a scarlet coat.
That's not incognito.
How does she sneak into places if she's like, hello, I am the infamous red hat person. Observe my very obvious appearance. Would you like to stop me?
A smaller series on a small YouTube channel that I really enjoyed this year was Siblings Sassing. Specifically, Siblings Sassing Carmen Sandiego and Siblings Sassing the Dragon Prince. And I really enjoy this series because of the fact that it's a brother and a sister who are about my age, who just have big vibes similar to me and my siblings when we watch things. Specifically me, because I can't help myself from commenting on things I watch, even when I'm in a movie theater. It's a problem. I have to stop myself, but I can't. And so, watching other people do what I do constantly is very cathartic and therapeutic for me. And also hearing them voice the same opinions and thoughts that I had while watching something is also very entertaining. And it's just getting to see people do things that I do and be successful while doing it is just great.
We're here for the cult stuff. We saw the ad on Craigslist. They can slink out of the attic and into my body.
I started watching BuzzFeed Unsolved this year, and I am a big fan of unsolved cases, and aliens are kind of cool too. So I was like, this is pretty funny. I do enjoy the crime episodes more than the supernatural episodes, but that's only because I think murder is more interesting than aliens. Mostly probably because there's more details about the crimes than there are about the aliens, because the crimes happened and we only think that the aliens existed in this location or that the ghosts were here, so it's more entertaining. Well, it's more entertaining to watch people scream in a haunted house, but it's more interesting to learn about a cold case crime. And also, I learned about a lot of cases I'd never heard before, and it also helps that Shane and Ryan are very good and have great commentary, which makes some of the darker episodes a lot more bearable to watch without being overly depressing, which a lot of them that I already knew about were when I learned about them in my forensic science class. So it was nice to have someone lightening up the mood while I relearned about some of these cases and learned about some of these new cases too.
No, yeah.
I got 5 more years on the force, and then I guess I.
It was nautical nonsense. Did be something she wish.
Hashtag sculpture bug.
Sculpture bug. Sculpture bug. Sculpture bug.
I mean, it's noon. When are the bugs out? They're out at noon.
My last favorite of 2019 is Polygon, and I think I know why. It's because all of the video producers for Polygon are just theater kids who also like video games. And if that's not me, I don't know what is. the whole team talks about video games in such a genuine and yet intellectual way, and every single video they make about a video game is new and interesting, and I learn things about video games. I never learn things about video games when anybody else makes a video about them, but when Polygon makes a video about a video game, I'm like, wow, I never knew that before. I never even thought of that before. Unraveled, Overboard, Simone de Rochefort, specifically Unraveled, is my brain in a video. That's how I think about things. And I understand Brian David Gilbert's pain after every video he makes because of the amount of research he puts into them. But, buddy, I would do the same too. You're not alone. You are not alone. Keep at it.